I thought I knew New York City long before I ever arrived because I had seen it in movies and heard it in songs. But the moment I stepped onto the sidewalk and felt the ground vibrate beneath passing trains, I realized the city isn't something you watch from a distance. It's something you step into, and once you do, it quietly begins to change you. Number 10. Times Square. When I walked into Times Square at night, the lights rose around me like glowing walls of color, flashing and shifting so fast that it felt like standing inside pure motion. People moved in every direction, voices blended into one steady hum, and screens lit up the sky above us. Yet, instead of feeling lost, I felt fully awake, because the energy here doesn't push you away, it pulls you into its rhythm until you're moving with it. Number 9. Central Park. Then I stepped into Central Park, and just like that, the noise softened behind the trees, as if someone had gently lowered the volume of the entire city. I watched runners pass by and sunlight filter through the leaves, and I felt my breathing slow without effort, because this space doesn't compete with the skyline, it balances it, reminding me that even in the busiest place on Earth, there is room to pause. Number 8. Statue of Liberty. Out on the water, with the Statue of Liberty rising calmly against the sky, the pace shifted again as the wind moved freely across the harbor. The skyline stood in the distance while boats drifted slowly nearby, and in that open stretch between land and water, I felt perspective settle in, like the city was no longer towering over me, but standing quietly beside me. Number 7. Brooklyn Bridge. Walking across the Brooklyn Bridge felt like moving through a living photograph, with steel cables stretching above and the skyline unfolding ahead step by step. The wooden planks echoed under my shoes, the river flowed quietly below, and I felt connected to both sides of the city at once. Because this bridge isn't just about crossing space, it's about feeling the transition between movement and stillness. Number 6. Fifth Avenue. On Fifth Avenue, the mood shifted back into motion as polished windows reflected bright lights and footsteps echoed against the pavement. People walked with purpose, taxis rolled past steadily, and I felt the sharp energy of ambition in the air. Yet beneath the rush, there was confidence, like the street itself believed in possibility without ever saying a word.
Number 5. Grand Central Terminal.
Inside Grand Central Terminal, I looked up at the wide ceiling above the moving crowd, and even though people hurried in every direction, the space felt grounded and calm. Footsteps blended into a soft echo, trains arrived and departed in quiet rhythm, and I felt the contrast of motion held gently within structure, because this place carries chaos without letting it spill over.
Number 4. The High Line.
As I walked along the High Line above the streets, I saw the city from a different angle, where buildings felt close but the sky remained open. Plants lined the path, conversations floated lightly through the air, and I felt suspended between busy streets and quiet reflection. Because up there, the city doesn't rush you, it lets you observe its heartbeat from a calmer distance.
Number 3. Empire State Building.
Reaching the top of the Empire State Building changed everything again, because the noise below turned into a distant hum while the skyline stretched endlessly in every direction. Lights flickered like stars beneath me, and standing there, I felt small yet steady at the same time, understanding how a simple shift in height can completely change your view.
Number 2. Dumbo.
Down in Dumbo, with the Manhattan Bridge framing the street and brick buildings catching the warm light, the atmosphere felt creative and alive without being overwhelming. Conversations drifted softly from nearby cafes, people moved at an easy pace, and I felt the city relax around me like it was revealing a quieter side that only appears when you slow down enough to notice it. Number 1. One World Trade Center. Standing near One World Trade Center with the tower rising clean and strong into the sky, I felt a calm sense of resilience in the air. The space around it felt open and steady, and as I looked up at the glass reflecting the clouds, I felt both the weight and the hope of the city at once, realizing that New York's true strength isn't just in its speed or height, but in its ability to stand tall and keep moving forward. By the time I found myself back on the sidewalk, surrounded by that steady rhythm of footsteps and distant sirens, I understood that New York City isn't just loud or fast or bright, it's layered, constantly shifting between pressure and peace. And just like that first step I took when I arrived, I realized the city doesn't just show you its energy, it quietly leaves some of it with you.